Good morning, this is Dwight from My Haunted Fowler. I'm in the Fowler Theatre here in Fowler, Indiana. And that's a lot of Fowlers, right? So I'm here testing 3 applications in 3 locations. Down here in the concession area, I will start off the Necrophonic app. So we're going to record it under this camera right here. And then I'm going to show you where the second and third cameras are. So if you go up the stairs to the old projection booth, everything's old. This place was built in 1940. Because it's very noisy in here, we're going to keep this door right here closed, but I want to show you where the camera and app are. So I came up earlier. The ITC Box 2 is right there running. I'll go back downstairs. So that's the concession area I just came from, where the Necrophonic app is playing. Up there is where the ITC Box paranormal app is playing. Actually, Spain paranormal app. And then back here, backstage, all right, we've got the GhostTube app playing here for that camera. And you just asked what year is it when I walk back here. And I've heard that question before. And I have to remember, this is a dictionary that it runs from. So I'm going to try and position myself center enough, but we'll hear. Friend. Okay. So I'll announce things that I hear, and they may pick up on each other, but I'm trying to just see if we get similar or different results as we run these apps. We're going to have to do this. So let's flip this around so you don't have to look at my mug. Is there anybody here with me this morning? Dick Velastos, the original owner, are you here with us? Hazel, Dick's wife, are you here with us today? That's what he's afraid of. Alright, so that stopped in the middle of recording. So we restarted it. Not going to record. Just going to let the microphone in this camera way up there. Pick it up. If anybody's back here, you want to speak, this device can pick up your voice. You should be able to translate it into actual words. Danny, the manager who took his own life in 1968, are you here with us today? There used to be an old hotel in this space before there was a theater. Has anybody joined us from the old hotel who died in that hotel? Are you the young boy that we've seen or heard in the auditorium and backstage? If you are, can you move around backstage? It'll turn the lights on either side if you're by the doors. Okay, the GhostTube app just said something about lost. I'm assuming it said Y and not Dwight, but if it said Dwight, that'll be really cool. So, considering that's my name. All right, I'm going to read something. So this is from January 19th, 1907. And this is, the following is the official statement regarding the wreck at Fowler, Indiana, issued from the offices of the Big Four Railroad in this town. Train number 38, known as the Queen City Special, which left Chicago at 11:50 p.m. last night, collided with number 93, fast merchandise freight train 500 feet east of the East Switch at Fowler, Indiana. Number 38 train ran by a stop signal at Fowler. There was a telegraphic clock signal and the red light was burning brightly, but the engineer failed to see it and stop, probably on account of the very heavy fog. It is reported that there were 13 people in the combination car and all of them were killed with the exception of 2 who were badly injured. The occupants of this car were either killed outright or seriously injured as to be unable to escape, and their bodies were burned in the car. Now, what we do know is 25 people actually died and 9 burned alive. The dead: J.A. Shannon, Chicago, dead on special train en route to Kankakee. Conductor Hiddinger of the passenger train. Baggage Master McGee of the passenger train. Fireman Alcott of the passenger train. 11 occupants of the combination car unknown. 11, okay, so this says 11 of the victims were burned to death in the combination car and only 2 of them have been identified. So maybe that's where they got 9 in another story. With but one exception, every member of the passenger train crew perished. Identified dead: W.B. Harris, Indianapolis. Peter J. Hedinger, Indianapolis, conductor. I.H. McGee, baggage master, Indianapolis. J.A. Shannon, Williamsport, Indiana. Henry A. Price, California. The injured, who may be dead now, I have to research that, if I can find the information on them. E.W. Tripp, Indianapolis, engineer. John Cobble, Indianapolis, engineer. Minor Griffin, Shelbyville, Indiana, fireman. H.W. Link, Hastings, Michigan. I.F. Lang, Chicago. M.A. Cretin, New York City. E.C.L. Brains, Cincinnati. S.A. Douglas, Freeport, Illinois. And John Myers, New York. So the reason I'm bringing this up is this happened about a block southwest of here. So it was not very far. We have a train very close, and there's always, not always, but people have reported higher activity around trains, and we're not that far. We have a history of a violent crash and horrible death. I can't even imagine a worse way to die than being burned alive. The passenger train in a heavy fog ran by a telegraphic block signal which called for a stop. The red light was not obeyed. It probably was obscured by fog. The locomotive was telescoped with a combination coach, making a massive wreckage under which the passengers in the car were wedged. There were many instances of heroism among the passengers who were injured. Mrs. Schaff gave her car to the injured, 5 of whom she later took in the car to Kankakee. So from the names that I've read, or anyone who has since perished that was on that train, are you here with us? And if so, what is your name? Have you made the Fowler Theatre your home? Are you backstage? And show yourself from time to time, either visually or make yourself heard on the microphones. If so, what is your name? How did you die in this fire? Sorry, how did you die in this train crash? Were you instantly killed? Did you die later of old age? Or were you one of the souls that was burned alive? For those that will be watching this later, I will apologize for my poor reading. I did wake up early and just had the urge to get here, so I am not caffeinated. So we got Never backstage on the GhostTube app. The other 2 apps are too far away and hard to make out. If you're here with me, can you flash one of the side lights? Or can you flash one of these spotlights? We'll go through one last round of questions, and then we'll pick up each device. But as we do, we will ask questions right in that space. So is there anybody here with me? And if so, what is your name? Did you die in the theater, in the old hotel, or a nearby location like the fiery train crash in 1907, 1 block southwest of the theater? How did you die? How many are in the room with me today? Just me. How many, not just me, but how many people are of this planet, I guess? That's kind of a dumb question. Usually it's more interesting if we have 4 or 5 or 6 and it says 4 or 5 or 6. Anything before I go? Still going because it stopped earlier. So I'm backstage at the Fowler Theatre. Are you here with me? And if so, what is your name? You are the little boy that we have seen or heard. Can you make yourself known? Show yourself. Any voices we hear in the auditorium will have to chalk up to the ITC Box Spain Paranormal app. So that light just goes off, the motion light. Before I go, if you could say something that we can pick up on either camera. We got 3, well, technically 2 going. But if you say something to that device over there that I'm pointing at, it's supposed to be able to translate your thoughts or words into words that we can hear. That is the GhostTube app. Okay. I mean, the camera shifted, but that's most likely due to just trying to focus. So that's me grabbing the device with the GhostTube app. Let me go ahead and shut that down. All right. We'll head up and reopen these doors. Actually, we'll just get the devices first, and so you don't have to enjoy watching the open doors. All right, so this is the Necrophonic app by the concession camera. Before I shut you down, is there anybody here with me? What is your name? What is my name? Are you the one that turns on the faucet in the men's bathroom on a regular basis? Are you the one who knocks on the wall in the concession area? If so, can you knock on the wall? Earlier, I read about the train wreck that happened in 1907. So the train wreck occurred just across the way, so about a block southwest of here. 25 people were killed. 9 to 11 were burned alive, depending on which story you read. I read off the names in the auditorium. I got the list of names in front of me. If you could read off any of these names, I would appreciate it. So Dick, your original office, Dick Velastos, the original owner, your office used to be in this area. Are you here with us? Do you like what we've done with the theater? Sound like yep. But Dick would not have talked that way. I'm sure he was more proper back in 1940. Does it bother you that your office is now the women's restroom? All right, we're going to wrap up the Necrophonic app and we'll see if we get any results. And now we'll go get the Spain Paranormal ITC box. Ask a few questions while we're up there. And see if we can get anything specific on that one. Oh, my old knees don't like those stairs. All right, I think that was my shadow. Yeah, okay. That's my shadow. Debunked. Shut this again. So you're the last device we're taking. This is the camera that keeps watchful eye of the auditorium. It is probably the camera that gets the most activity. Often it's bugs. Sometimes dust. Sometimes that dust looks a little too, that's what I'm looking for, purposeful in its movement. But I'm not one to say all dust are orbs and all orbs are dust. The one that just went by was blue, but I think it's from the light giving it that color. If you're here with us, can you say something into that device that's down in front of me? What is your name? Did you die in this location? Are you the little kid that we hear from time to time? We've recorded 2 different occasions, and we've gotten your picture. We believe you to be a little boy. What is your name? Are you lost? Both recordings, one is clearly you saying mom. The second one sounds similar enough to mom, but it could just be a general hey. Are you one of the individuals that perished in the train crash? Thought I heard yes. Before I turn this device off, is there anything else you'd like to say? Turn that off. All right. Well, that wraps it up here at the Fowler Theatre. Here in the concession area, we checked out the Necrophonic app. Upstairs, we had the Spain Paranormal ITC Box 2 running. And then backstage, we had the GhostTube app running. Each of them was placed near a security camera, much like this one right here. I stood in the auditorium, I asked questions, and tried to see if we could get some consistent answers based on the device and what was running where. I tried to be loud enough that whoever was here with me could be heard. I could be heard. Oh, it sounded like talking. We'll see that got picked up, or maybe it's just the ice machines popping. Anyway, we'll compare those and we'll run the, see if I can, I think I can get all 4 screens going at the same time. It'll be hard to see, but I can get the volume and we can play my questions and any answers that line up. So that's it. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll talk to you later from my Haunted Fowler.